Hey guys, it's Belinda from Simple Goodness Sisters, and I'm here to make some cocktails with the July Cocktail Farm Club release box special flavor, which is the cucumber, lime, and pepper syrup. So we're gonna jump right into the Wapato Margarita. It's a really easy drink to make, super delicious, and I think you're really gonna like it. What's fun about this syrup is that obviously it's got a lot of things I just said. It's very nuanced, it's got a lot of flavors. It's got the cucumber juice, the lime juice, and then 2 different types of peppers. So you get that grassy, peppery flavor from jalapenos, and then you get a little bit of a heat from the ghost pepper that we use. It just lingers a little bit on the tongue, kind of fun, but not gonna blow out your palate or anything like that. So we're gonna start right off. We're going to just use a cocktail shaker and measure in our ingredients. So I'm gonna start with fresh squeezed lime juice. You guys know, if you've been in the Cocktail Farm Club for a little while, that the bottle in your fridge is not gonna cut it. You're gonna need to squeeze some limes. So I already went ahead and did that, and I'm just gonna measure them in here. I've got 1 ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice. You can pre-strain it if you really don't like pulp. I go ahead and just add it in there. I like a little bit of like the rustic nature of that, personally. And then next we're gonna choose our spirit. So on your recipe card, it calls for either mezcal or tequila, or actually you can do a combination of both. So mezcal is similar to, like, mezcal is to tequila as scotch is to whiskey, meaning that it's kind of smokier cousin. It's also an agave-based spirit, but it has this much toastier flavor from the processing. And so that is gonna be for you if you like a kind of smoky flavor. It's gonna add extra layers of flavor that I really like with the pepper. But if it's not your thing, then just go for tequila. You're gonna do 100% agave, blanco, or silver tequila. That's what you wanna look for. Always look for the 100% agave tequilas. If you can afford an organic brand, that's great too. And then another thing to look on a tequila label is actually the years in which the agave was grown before it was harvested. So agave is harvested anywhere between like 3 to 8 years, maybe even up to 10, sometimes 15. That would be a very old field and a very special spirit. The younger it's harvested, kind of the less flavor you get, or the less sweetness you get out of the agave. So that's gonna be a big component in the price and the quality of your tequila. So something to look for when people are in kind of a production hurry. They might harvest it after 3 years. A little bit longer is better. So you can measure in your spirit. I'm actually gonna go half and half with this one. We need 2 ounces total, but I'm gonna do 1 ounce of tequila and 1 ounce of mezcal. And then that way I get a little bit of that extra flavor, but I don't have a ton of smoke because it's not actually, I don't like to be like smacked in the face with it, you know? Next we're gonna add in our bitters. So these are lime coriander bitters from the Bitter Housewife. They're a female-owned brand in Portland, Oregon, and Genevieve, the founder, is actually one of our mentors when we first started out, so we love them. We included a discount code in the Cocktail Farm Club release box this month. And we highly recommend you check them out. If not for this flavor, then one of their other flavors. We also love their cardamom. So that is going to just be a small ingredient, but it does make a big difference. So if you have it, use it. If you don't worry about it. The margarita is still gonna be delicious. Gonna add in our special syrup now, the cucumber, pepper, lime, 1 ounce of that. So it's a 2-1-1 cocktail. 1 ounce lime juice, 1 ounce syrup, 2 ounces of spirit, and then a couple dashes of the bitters if you have it. We're just gonna measure in some ice and cap off the shaker. Give it a nice whack so it seals, and shake. We're not going for a particular texture or temperature, so just until my hand feels cold, then I'll stop. Give it a nice whack to kind of break the seal here. Sometimes take a couple, and there we go. Now we can strain it into our glass. So in this next step, you can also get kind of fancy with it, or just dump it in and enjoy. I'm going to actually rim the glass right now with the spiced herb salt that was in the May Cocktail Farm Club release, which is extra tasty and gives it kind of another layer of that savory component. It's also really good for doing like a michelada. I do like kind of a generous serving, but only on one side. And that's just like a bartender thing where not everyone likes to have that flavor on every sip. And so it's nice if you can turn your mouth and have like a moment of release there. So I'm gonna strain it into the glass. And add fresh ice. Should have added the ice first, but oh well. And then we could have some fun and garnish. So you can see I got really creative with the garnish on this one. I went ahead and did some like cucumber peel around the outside of the glass. The trick to doing that is to place all of your components on the outside of the glass and kind of hold them back with your fingers while you scoop in ice, and then you let the ice hold them in place while you make your cocktail. So you can do something fancy like that. You can also just kind of float a jalapeno spear in it. You can do some slices of jalapenos in there if you want a little extra. If you want more heat, you can actually slice some jalapeno and leave some seeds in it. So when you're shaking this cocktail, you have extra heat. Go ahead, do it the way you like it. I'm just gonna add this lime right here and then take a sip. Oh yeah, that's good. That's very good. And that's why you want a relief from the rumor sometimes. Enjoy the Wapato Margarita, named after the Kruger Pepper Gardens location. They're the ones who grew the peppers that went into this syrup, and they're a great farm to check out in a Yakima kind of area near us. And if you like to pick, I absolutely recommend you go and